even shocking idea method that can help you sell whatever product you have to sell. So it's going to show you how to sell a product or service. Now, listen, I know you may hate Andrew Tate. I know he has very serious allegations against him, which could put him in prison. We don't know the result of what will happen there. What I do know is that yesterday I was listening on Spotify and I saw that his Hustlers University videos or audios were on there. And I go down and I listened to one of them that was called It's How Not What. And the idea here is stunning and makes a big difference in how you sell products. So if you can separate the person from the idea, we're going to deep dive into it right now because it has value to it. Don't throw out the baby with the bathwater or ignore the message just because you have an issue with the messenger. So here is the idea. He said that it's not what you sell, because so many people get hung up on, should I sell this? Should I sell that? Do I offer this product? Do I offer that product? And people get hung up on this. They get paralyzed with the analysis of paralysis, and it stops them from doing anything. And his comment was very simple. It's not what you sell. You should not be focused on what you sell as much as how you sell it. Now, you may say, Marlon, yes, I know this, but let's deep dive into this and we'll see if you do not get some ideas that will help you this week sell more of your products and your services, even dramatically so. I'm going to start off by giving you 10. I'll give you 10 ideas today, just a minute, on how you can apply this to your product or your service. But first, let me give you a couple examples of it. The best one that I have came from way back in 1996. A guy named Michael Enlow came up with this idea called the paperless, staffless office. And you think, well, that's okay for offices that have a lot of paper. But I don't know that anyone, it sold for, I believe, $10,000. I don't know anyone's going to buy it for $10,000. But he did this demonstration. How he sold it was he had these people show up to this thing that appeared to be his home, like a mini castle, but I believe it was a boutique hotel. Regardless, they go up and they're on the upper floor, and you have these people sitting around this conference table, and he's talking. And then he looks over at this computer behind him, which was probably a 286 or 386 at the time. I don't know. It was a long time ago. And it had this software on it that cost $10,000 at the time called Wildfire. And he said, Wildfire, bring up fax list. Or he said, good morning, Wildfire. And the computer goes, good morning, Michael. And it sounded just like as good as AI stuff today. It was amazing. And he says, bring up fax list number 53. And the computer says, bring up fax list number 53, Michael. And then he says, send message number 10 to fax list number 53. It says, sending list now, Michael. And all of a sudden on the second computer screen, you see boom, 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 boom. You see all of these telephone lines lighting up with inbound calls from the fax. It was like almost instant. And you said, wow, he picks up the phone and he says, hello, this is Michael. Yes, Michael, I just got this fax and blah, 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 blah. And your jaw dropped. It wasn't what you sell. It was how you sell it. And that was an unbelievable way to sell it. Let me give you another example. Did you ever think about this? How do you sell a blender? Well, in the old days, they would take the blender to the fair and they would throw stuff in there and blend it fast and compare it to having to do it with knives and so forth. But it was like, it wasn't that dramatic. Okay, this is cool, but, whatever. But now on YouTube, you have people taking a iPhone or like folding up an iPad, sticking it in the freaking blender, and the blender pulverizes it. That's how you sell it. Another example. When I was just graduated from college, I tried to sell a service in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And the idea was it was a yellow pages, but instead of looking it up in a book, you would call a number and you could ask it and they would give you, could refer you to a business. And the big benefit to businesses was they could list like up to 100 products with this service that could get referrals. And so you go into a business and you try to explain this and people are just like, yeah, whatever. Right. But imagine this, you walk in and you say, oh, I see you sell this ABC widget over here. You got a phone book with you, right? Let me look up ABC widget. Oh, look, you're not there. Well, let's try this. Dial the phone, put it on speakerphone. Yes, I need a referral for a place I can buy an ABC widget. And they give the location of a competition. That would be a how you sell it. So I have a product coming out very shortly that helps you boost your YouTube views in it. It takes a total of probably 5 minutes to follow this little checklist, this little method, right? I'm not talking about becoming a pro YouTuber. I'm just talking about instead of having crickets on your video, being able to get 50 or 100 views, sometimes 200 views, as many as 800 views, but it's fast and it really works. It works. It just works like crazy. Well, I can tell people this, but they're not going to believe it. But what if I do a video where I actually take a video that's not getting crap for views? I do this on a timer, and within 5 minutes, you can see the views increasing. That's how you sell it. So let me give you methods that you can use to sell your product or service. I have 10 how to sell it. Number one, the before and after comparison. Show the stark difference between using the product and not using it, and use visual aids and use testimonials. Number two, live demonstrations. Conduct demonstrations to showcase your product and how it solves a problem or enhances the quality of life. Number three, user testimonials. Share compelling stories or testimonials, preferably on video, from customers who had the problem, solved the problem, got the result. Tip, make sure they're compliant with the Federal Trade Commission rules. Next one, interactive presentations. Utilize interactive presentations to engage your audience and get them to interact so they feel and see the benefits. So let me count and see where we're at now. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5 is visual infographics. So you create really powerful, strong infographics that get attention and really sell the benefits. Another thing Andrew Tate said was everything is selling. You have to sell everything. Everything has to be sold. Personally, I thought that was a good point. Whether you agree with it or not, I think it applies here. You're showing an infographic. The infographic's not just enough. You have to sell your point in the infographics and even have text or a video that goes with the infographic to nail down and sell the point. Number 6, case studies. Have detailed case studies that illustrate the impact of what you're doing on a real business, on yourself, your own business, or a customer or client's business. Next one is comparative analysis. Compare your product with the competitors to highlight the superiority. Here's theirs, here's yours. Compare. That's a way that you can really create a contrast of the benefits you offer versus the competitors. We've all seen one of those and we probably bought because of one of them. Video testimonials. We all know the power of testimonials, but when you get them on video, it's really powerful. And what I think is super powerful is when it's like boom, 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 like 4 or 5 testimonials in a row. Super powerful way for how you sell your product. The next is offering product trials or samples. We've all bought teriyaki chicken at the mall because the person had it on a toothpick, asked us if we wanted a sample. We tried it. Next thing you knew, we were buying food from the Chinese restaurant there. And dramatic storytelling. If you can tell a story with real drama, it can be a powerful, powerful tool to sell your product or your service. Now, I want to share with you an example or illustration that's amazing from days gone by. Back in the early 1900s, there was a premium high-priced car called the Hudson. These cars were gorgeous and beautiful in the day, and they were a premium price. So they had to illustrate the value of the vehicle versus the other cheaper vehicles. Here's how they sold the Hudson cars. They would have live demonstrations with a bunch of people there where they would drive the car up a hill. Now, at the time, you got to think, this is early 1900s, that was a really big hill, and they showed how the Hudson could climb the hill when other cars couldn't. Then they would have another demonstration. A bunch of people would show up, and the press would show up. This is a big deal. The press would show up. Wow, you got to see this. The press would show up. What they would do is drive the car, get this, listen to this, a whole mile without a tire puncture. Today, that seems unbelievable. Wow, a mile? Back then, if you could drive a mile without a tire puncture, it was really a big deal. And so they held these dramatic demonstrations that were really powerful. I'm going to give you a modern day example from none other than Elon Musk. Like him or hate him, but he's a smart marketer, and here's what he's doing. All the people that have Teslas, he's giving them a trial, a 30-day trial of his auto self-driving software, which I guess you have to pay more for on a monthly basis if you want to keep it. Furthermore, he's asking every dealer that sells a Tesla to take the new buyer on a test drive using the auto self-driving software so they understand and know how it works. Then they get the 30-day trial of it. Powerful way to sell this feature. So to wrap up, the idea today is it's not what you sell. We put all the focus on what do we sell. What's the stack, right? Well, the stack is great, but it's got to go beyond that. It's not what you sell, it's how you sell it. When I heard this, I have my new product about getting the views coming up. Not going to tell you the name of it. It'll be out shortly. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. But I said, listen, it's not what I sell, it's how I sell. So, yes, I can have my sales letter. I can have the benefits. I can have the bonuses. But bigger picture beyond that, how do I sell this software? That's when I came up with the idea of the demo. I don't know, maybe I would even have a webinar where I do the live demo and people can see the views coming in to a video that had no views before, to a video that had like 5 views. I have videos that had 5 views from the past. Take like a video that only had 5 views or 10 views, and within maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes, have 5 or 10 minutes have views pouring into it. That's my example of how you sell it. Now, if this was valuable to you, subscribe to my channel, click the bell notification so that you can get notified of the next video that I do, and to let me know that you want more videos like the one I'm doing today. In addition, I have a freebie for you when you go to marlonsnews.com/70K. And if you requested this in the past and did not get it, go request it again, because I had a problem on my automation that I fixed. marlonsnews.com/70K, how I sold 70,000 digital products online. And I do a newsletter every week on Saturdays. You can get a trial of it for $1 at trymmm.pro/live this last week's issue was a banger because I showed an incredible way to use free audits to like blow up the sales of products or services, but how to do it without having to be on Zoom calls with people and without time suck. It's an amazing method. You can get it for $1 by taking a trial. TryMMM.pro/live. Thank you for viewing today. Tell a friend about our broadcast, and I'll be back tomorrow with another broadcast. Do me a favor and just drop a yes if you got value out of today's video. Again, thank you for watching. I'll be back tomorrow.